Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.iamenough365.com.
Go through with PTSD also, I'm ex-military, but I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm gonna freestyle and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little something, because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Hard with the drums. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come incredible. See, I've been spending so much time in my head. Grab the microphone. Did you hear what I just said? I got skills, rocking on the mic. I pay bills all the time. Rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I'm coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I grind. I am enough.
I am enough.
King it, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Times right now are totally rough. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I don't bluff. And when I hold the microphone, I'm like the bluff. Sit back and watch the crowd rock. I grab the microphone non-stop. Blast the microphone is, I got a bonus to grab this mic and do just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take a turn. Sit back, relax, so I can unwind. Messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one time that I could unwind. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Come on, times are tough and you know it's rough, but say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
In the 8C.
Hello, hello, hello. It's me behind the picture. I am looking for author Crystal. Okay, so y'all see me? Hold on, give me one quick second. You know how technology is. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, you're in the right place. Yes, you're in the right place. You may be in the right place. I don't know. I'm just having a little problems here, but I did it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so good to have you here today. I am Wanda D, the Motivational Queen. Yes, that was Crystal's poster. So, welcome. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Are you watching? Where are you watching from? Facebook, Instagram, Twitch TV, any of our Facebook channels. This is the book fair, the annual book fair. And I'm so excited. If you watched it yesterday, if you were here yesterday, put a 1, say I was here yesterday. I was here for it yesterday. We had some amazing authors, some amazing sponsors came through. And I'm just overwhelmed, and I kind of like lost track of time. You know how I lost track of time? Because I was reading I was in this book, Stepping into Our Territory. Shout out to Janelle Harris. She was the creator, the visionary behind this book. So I had a chapter in this book and I was reading it and I looked up and I said, "Oh my goodness, what time is it?" So I got caught up, and the good thing about it is I'm gonna tell you all about what I wrote in there because I kind of went a little deep. And because when she came to me and she asked me to participate, I was like, okay, okay. And I know I couldn't like write the same thing that I had written. And our stories unfold, our stories, we have layers on top of our stories. So I kind of went down really deep with it. And I was blown away. I said, oh my goodness. Ooh, I talked about that. Okay. That's a good thing. So I'm gonna share that with you, but not today. I do want to share it with you. And I'm not sure if this book is still in print, but I want to share it with you because there's just such a message in that. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. I am Wanda D, the motivational queen. Yes, helping you get it done. And today we're getting the book fair done. Now, I am waiting, believe it or not, I don't know where everybody is. I can't figure it out, but it's okay because life is like that. And this is proves a point that no matter what, you have to just keep pushing. If you can do me a favor and just tell me where you're tuning in from, like, invite, and share this video. Um, but I had a conversation with someone the other day and they were talking about some things that they were going through, and I said, you know what, you just have to make up your mind that you by yourself, you're in this world by yourself. When we decide that, then life can get easier and it can feel less cumbersome. What happens is when we're always looking for people to do what they say they're going to do, we get disappointed. When we're always looking for someone to push us or to support us, we get disappointed. Now, this is the I Am Enough talk show, and I support the authors. I support entrepreneurship. I'm a big believer that the dreams that God downloads in our spirit is something very necessary for the world. It's very necessary for not just you, but it typically connects you to other people or other causes, and what I see is that most people run from their gifts. They run from it. They use excuses. And one thing is clear, when you become an author, it means that you've completed a task. So many people have so many ideas and thoughts about things that they want to accomplish, and they just never seem to get it done. Hey, Grady. So, what I say to that is we have to stop playing. We have to stop playing with ourselves. We have to stop playing with our dreams, with our goals, with our vision. And we have to really, really say to life, I want to get this done. And when you complete a project such as a book, this is a big deal. Now, you might write a book by your from your own perspective. It may be a research book, it could be a fiction, a nonfiction, a children's book, a poetry book. It doesn't matter. The fact that you get it done, the fact that you get it completed, that's a big deal. Now, say for instance, if you were a part of a collaboration, do you know the power in that? You have so much power in collaboration because you don't only have your story, you have the story of the collective. So, for all of the authors that participated in that, is a great thing. Now, after people do it, then sometimes they get lost in the sauce and they just don't know how to keep going forward or how to market it or how to get on different platforms with it or what to do next with it, and they tend to just kind of forget about it or just don't even mention it anymore, forget the reason behind it. And I think that that's kind of life in general. We forget why we start out a thing, and then we start a new thing, and then we forget why we started that, and then we start a new thing. But when you can get crystal clear on what your vision is, what your passion is, and stay connected to that, it can expand. And that's what this book fair is about. It's about expansion. So for those of you that are watching that maybe want to write a book that just haven't bit the bullet, say just raise your hand and say me. Just raise your hand and say me, because there's plenty of resources that we're going to turn you on to. And I want you to be able to take advantage of it. And then, too, for those of you that love a good read, we have some dynamic authors. And I have so many books that I've purchased from different people. It's just like mind blowing. I went over to my my bookshelf, and I grabbed some books. And for one thing, I grabbed a book that she's coming onto the show, so I grabbed her book out. and and then I grabbed one of my old books out, and that's where I got sidetracked, and I started reading, and I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. So I just want to tell you this, for the authors watching, raise your hand. If you're an author, raise your hand. And I want to ask you a question and just tell you a little bit about my journey on becoming an author. My question is, if you're an author, do you carry your books with you? Do you always have a book with you? Are you prepared to sell a book? Or are you always talking about your book? One lead, and this is just a cute lead that you can always ask a person, is it doesn't matter. You can be sitting anywhere in the grocery store, at church or whatever. And you say, what are you reading? Are you reading any good books lately? And they'll be like, well, yes, I am. Or, no, I'm not. But whatever they say, guess what you can say? I got a good book for you to read. It's my book, and just have fun with it. But you got to be ready. So how do you be ready? You stay ready. You stay ready. You stay packing your books in your car. I have books everywhere. I carry books. And because I have several books, I carry several books, because you never know when you're going to run across somebody, or when you're going to have the courage to just say, what are you reading? Are you reading anything good, juicy, spicy? Whatever the read may be. Some people like fictional books. Some people like self-help books. Some people like books of inspiration. Some people like, directional books. But whatever you've written, you're supposed to share it. And you don't supposed to get stale in sharing it. You're supposed to stay excited, stay pumped up, stay geeked up. I tell you, if I'm not geeked up, I can't come to you. I don't even want to have a conversation. If I'm not geeked up, then that means that it's some me time that I need to go and do my thing. And I'm okay with that. But once I come out, then I'm kicking the door down. I'm coming in full blast, because it's necessary. This is how we have to show up in life. We have to show up in life like we are chosen to be here. Because if you made it through the birth canal, then trust me, you are chosen to be here. Do you know how many babies just don't make it to the planet? Just how many say, nope, I'm not coming out, but you push through. And I had somebody, or I listened to one of my leaders say, we were rejected, and that was a good thing. And somehow we forgot that we were rejected. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about when your mother delivered you, when she gave birth, she rejected you out of her body and into this world. Your time was up being carried, right? Can you relate? So when you come out, you got to come out full blast. You got to come out knowing that you are the sniznik. You got to come out believing in your dreams and your purpose and your God sense. You have to come out strong. So this book fair, this time, you can go back and you catch the replays, and we're going to be chopping it up and giving you little clibbits. Yeah, that's my word for clips and bits. Clibbits. That's another thing. When you're a writer, you can make up all kind of words. Webster don't have to be the only one making words up, okay? That's a clibbit. Somebody needs to write that down, because I'll be looking for that word later, and I'll be trying to remember it, and I probably won't remember it because something else will flood my mind. But anyway, getting back to the subject. If you have written a book, then celebrate your book by talking about your book as much as you can. And don't worry about support. It's not that you're trying to sell your book. You're trying to tell your book. You want to tell your story. You want to let people know, you know what? I wrote a book. This is what this is all about. And don't worry about rejection, because everything ain't for everybody. But once you do a thing, then you have to know that that purpose was for you. There are so many people sitting on great stories and refuse to let it out. There are so many people that want to tell something and just don't do it. And don't be that person. Don't end up being the person that woulda, shoulda, coulda. We live with so many regrets in life. And I can encourage you today, on this day. What is this? Um, Summertime day. Yeah, I'm gonna call it the summertime day. And I'll tell you about that later. But anyway. On this day, July 10th, is your new day. It's your day to get done whatever you see fit to get done. And if there is a book inside of you, if you've written a book, then I want to talk to you about that. And not just on the book fair, but anytime. That's what the I Am Enough talk show does. We like to talk to authors, we like to talk to entrepreneurs, because I believe if you start a business, then you need to let people know about your business. There's a passion, there's a reason behind the business. There's always a reason. If you start a ministry, I want to talk to you about that, because there's a reason why you gave birth to that. Now, the secret sauce is you continuing to be excited about it, continuing to spread the word, continuing to let people know that, you know what, you gotta say, hey, I did a thing. True, true, true. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit about the I Am Enough talk show. We are a platform that we support the author, the entrepreneur, the artist, the person that's out here making a difference. Positivity is our flow. That's our definite fly vibe, is positivity. So if you have something that you know will encourage others, then we want to talk to you. The easiest way to get in touch with us is just send us an email at IamEnoughTalkShow@gmail.com and say, you know what, I want to talk to you. I want to share the things that I have going on, because I know that they will make a difference in other people's lives. And so that's how you do that. And you can also follow us on Instagram at the I Am Enough Talk Show. And please leave a comment, leave a message. Let me know that you came through, so you can like leave a comment on one of the posts. You can leave a message and DM me. DM me. Okay, so that was funny. Okay, but anyway, y'all didn't get it. Okay, well, whatever. So, and also on Facebook, we also have a group called Wake Up Winning for Entrepreneurs. So if you need support, there's nothing fancy about it. It's just me, popping in, giving some love, other people doing the same thing, supporting one another. I know within my heart of hearts that being an entrepreneur it can be a very, very lonely place. You can sometimes feel discouraged. You can sometimes question yourself of, why am I doing this? And being in certain groups will help you get over those humps. They will kind of hold on to you and give you that encouragement and push you out, and maybe talk about certain different things that you may be struggling with in your business. So please join us there. That's called Wake Up Winning for Entrepreneur Group on Facebook. So you can find that on Facebook. And if you're watching from YouTube, please hit that subscribe bell, ring that buzzer so you can get our notifications when we send out videos, as well as leave us a comment there. So, and I have other groups too, but those are the two that I would just want to share with you today. And again, we are supporting the authors today. And also, our last broadcast will be for the authors will be on Wednesday. So you all please tune in, come back, tune in. Yesterday first was phenomenal. If you were here yesterday, say I was there. And then share a little bit about, maybe share who did it for you, if you can remember which author you were drawn to more than the other, or just which book excited you, or say you might can say, you know what, I'm getting all the books, whatever, we don't care. I want to share something with you, backstory. See, it's always a reason why people do a thing, always. And that's sometimes more interesting than the actual outcome, how they actually out, you know, played it out. So what you can do is hold on one second. Got to send. Okay. Okay. So where was I at? Where was I? Outcome, right? Outcome stories, outcome. Okay. When people start businesses for a reason, sometimes, hold on. Sometimes it's, because they sometimes it's because they went through something, like a tragedy or somebody else did, and then they start like a foundation, maybe, to help children because they lost a loved one due to this, debilitating disease or something like that, or certain things that they're drawn to, they do it. But there's always that backstory. So on the I Am Enough talk show, I'm so interested in the backstory, because the backstory, and this is how it plays a role in your business or your endeavors. People connect to people that they can connect to. You get it? So if they can relate to your dream, if they can relate to your struggle, then that will draw them into you. And we have to know that that is, sometimes that's the baseline of why they even bought, purchase, let's say you selling lipstick. Why they purchased the lipstick may even be because that they knew that that lipstick was something that was going to help the children, around the world, because that was part of your cause for selling that as your product. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, say it makes sense. If it don't make sense to you, then just don't say nothing, okay? I crack myself up. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's very important that we continue to push through, because we live in crazy times, and sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it gets difficult. It gets very, very hard. And we just can't, sometimes we just can't make it without some support. So we just want to let you know that at the I Am Enough talk show, we are here for supporting you. Now, personally, I am a business coach. I'm certified with the John Maxwell team. I help people with strategies and marketing. That's my niche. And also media. I use broadcasts for to do that. And I'm also an accountability coach, which once we develop that strategy for you, I want to continue to walk that out with you if I need to, and what that looks like is somebody maybe starting a new business, advancing in their business, or just certain pieces to their business that they need help and support with. I love working with authors and getting them more exposure, more into more rooms that fit them in their niche. So if that's of interest, you can just send an email to that same email and just put in the subject line what you're interested in, and it will come to me that way. So the I Am Enough talk show, we're based in Atlanta. If you ever come through Atlanta, I'm here locally, but I love the space of this virtual space. It puts us in larger rooms and larger spaces. But we are based in Atlanta. We won the ATL Hottest Talk Show. I think it was 2020 or 2021. We've received several awards. And I would say the awards is just a testament to what we do, and what we love to do is serve. Serve and showcase and support. That's what we do. So we get recognized for that. And, I thank God for that. But if I would do it if I didn't get recognized for it, because I've been doing it and I know now that it's definitely just a calling to my life, is just to continue to provide my services and my strengths to you all. So if you have any interest in being a part of the I Am Enough talk show, you can simply send an email and say, I want to be a part of it. And then we can talk, discuss, and figure out, how and what do you want to be a part of. So that being said, I'm gonna bring up our guest here. And I got a question though. Are y'all sipping on coffee or tea or lemonade or whatever? Anything? I have some coffee, and see, it matches my lipstick and my dress. It's very important to stay color coordinated. I crack myself up, but don't worry about me because I'm still gonna crack myself up. It don't matter. Okay, so let me bring on my guest. I, she's no stranger to me. She is actually, and I brought my hat out because she gave me this hat. She gifted me this hat. It was back in the summertime, and I said, well, you know what, I'm gonna put this hat on so Miss Lisa Bailey can see my sexy cap, and it looked kind of cute over my headsets. I must say, it does. But and that was just a beautiful surprise. Yeah, it's real pretty, right? So I met Lisa at a in Florida. um we were both at the one of Taria Avant's events. I Show Your Success. I think it was the Show Your Success conference or something like that. But long story short, in Taria Avant is my mentor, my book mentor. I did my very first collaboration, not my first book, but my very first collaboration was with Taria, and I have to always pay homage to where homage is due. I was in a real bad place at that time when we created Wake Up Winning. No matter what, it was the first book that we did as a collaboration, and I had just uh became the matriarch of the family. I lost my mom, my granddad, my grandma. They all passed in like the same 5 month span. And for me, I was devastated, but I knew I couldn't stop because I had started this mission, you know, and I just couldn't stop. But I didn't know how to continue. So one thing that I did was, she was asking for people if they wanted to be a collaborator, and I reached out to her, and that's kind of like, well, how I met Lisa. She wasn't a part of that book, but she was a part of the conference, and we talked, and we kind of like just stayed connected. She's a big part of the Wake Up Winning family. She's in the spirit of finance, and I say spirit of finance because she does it on a godly principles. Her finance ministry, she educates us on money matters, and just a beautiful person all around. She's also an author, mother, ex military server. So you just can't go wrong with people like that, right? So without further ado, let me bring on Miss Lisa Bailey. Hi, love. You're muted.
Hey, testing, testing. Can you
Test.
hear me?
I can hear you. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful, hon. How are you?
I am doing awesome. Out of sight, highly favored, blessed. Too
Amen.
too blessed to be stressed. Did you see my hat?
I did. I love that hat. Look, kisses to the queen, to the queen.
I love that hat. I love that hat. Now you have you must have a virtual background on you because it's hitting your face, so you look
Yeah.
like sexier than normal. So I just want to make you aware that we see that. But hey, if you like it, I love it. Because I don't sweat the small stuff. There's so much that we are okay. So there's always something that goes on in life, and I remember like when we met, you were just so you the same, the same as you are now, just super supportive, friendly. I think I remember having this conversation with you like in a hallway, and then we kind of like just kind of followed each other, and so it's just beautiful that you have now. What is this? Which book is this for you now?
Number two is my
Number
second
two.
collaboration. Mm-hmm.
Right. So I want us to talk a little bit about collaborations because I think you are the first. No, you're not the first author at this session that was part of a collaboration, because I really believe that someone else was as well. But I do want to dive in a little bit, not just about the book, but the process of being a part of a collaboration. Because, and the reason being is because everybody has always a different experience, right? Our experiences are our own. However, if you look at it in a positive light, I like to think that, when I write my story, it connects to someone else's story. And when someone
Mhm.
gets the book, then they can always have the pleasure of reading all of these, amazing stories and finding something that's for them. And then, two, once we dive into the book, then we can really understand the connection of all of the people that was included. So
Mhm.
tell me, Lisa, what has been your experience in being a part of two collaborations?
Wow. I guess the number one thing is the fellowship, the sisterhood, the being together. Because, like you were saying, doing something alone, or even, when you was mentioning about being a business owner, it can be very lonely. So it's always good to get into a network of people who has the same agenda or the same beliefs as you do. And when you
Mhm.
working with a book, the book has kind of like a foundation or a subject matter that you're supposed to be writing on. So you meet all these different people that come together for one purpose, right?
Mhm.
So, and then with the book that I just done, the Relationship Survival Kit, oh my gosh, relationships are so personal and so intimate that the ladies that are in this book, I truly feel was actually a divine togetherness from God, that He brought these five ladies together just for this specific purpose of writing this book.
I love it. I love it. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I just wanted to open up with that because I was talking about that before you came
Mm-hmm.
on. So what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna move myself out of the way just so you can introduce yourself, give them a little bit, more about you, and then we're gonna get into your new book and the relationship survival kit, how to restore, renew, and reset. We're going to get into that. So I am going to give you the mic for about 3 minutes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. I am Lisa Stringer Bailey, and my new book, The Relationship Survival Kit, was a vision of mine that, being my second collaboration, I truly feel like God gave me this subject matter because I had just recently went through some challenges in my relationship, in my marriage, and it was terrible times. It was the times where where we were at the brink of separation, and then on to the next step of divorce. And God was just speaking to me and healing me, taking me through this challenge. And like many times before, just like with the first book, God has always spoken to me and told me to tell my testimony, right? To tell people, to tell the world what He has done in my life, how He has brought me through challenges and turbulations and downtroddenness, and how He brought me back, right? So I decided to do this book. I put the word out, I hired a publisher and I said, I want to do this book. And I put the word out for collaborators, for other people, because I just knew in my heart and mind that there had to be other people that had issues or had troubles or had or challenges in their relationships that they could help other people with. Because when I was going through mine, I had no one to turn to. I had no one to say, how did you get through this? How does this work? What do I do now? You see what I'm saying? I needed some type of kit, some type of remedy, some type of checklist, something that tells me how to figure this relationship thing out, right? So put the call out there, and I had a few people that wanted to share their story or share their testimony. But when you're doing a project like this, it does take an investment. So a lot of people did not have the investment. So, but God knows, it's always in God's timing. So toward the end of me finally making a decision about it, I was just going to be done. I was like, no, God, this is not my time. I can't do it. No one's wanting to come in this with me. And then he brought me these other 4 women. He sent these 4 women to me. And, I had talked to a couple of them who was on board from the beginning. I told them, I said, look, we're not getting enough people. We're not getting enough participation for this book. And I was just going to scrap it. And they said, no. They said, no, we're not going to scrap it. Because guess what? These are also God women, God's women that have relationships with God. And they had spoke to God and prayed about it. And they was like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. So I truly feel that this was a divine intervention from God telling me to write this book, because it's going to help somebody out here in this world somewhere. If it only helps one couple, stay together, then I think it's done its job. Because listen, relationships is hard, and we don't go, it's just like parenting is hard. We don't have a book, that says this is what you do, this is what you do, because it's so many different scenarios, to a relationship, a child to mother, or a father to son, or husband and wife, or brother and sister. It's so many different types of relationships that we just don't know how to maneuver them all. But if we had some examples of those that have came through and made it, got over it, reconciled. And that's another thing. It's so many people that's passing away. In the financial industry where I work, I do life insurance. So I see so many people that pass away without life insurance. But also on the relationship side, so many people pass away with broken relationships. They didn't have an opportunity to fix whatever was wrong. They didn't have the opportunity to say, I'm sorry. They didn't have the opportunity to say, I love you, and I wish that this never happened, and I want to fix it. They don't have the opportunity because they've passed away. But now, if we can get into the way of focus of saying, I'm going to fix my relationship today, no matter what, I'm going to go and ask somebody questions. I'm going to go to counseling. Okay. It's nothing wrong with counseling. I'm going to ask God for some guidance just to save this relationship. Then I think that's what we should do. And I think that's what this book is going to do.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. You hit a lot of things on the head there. I was thinking when you first of all, let me start with, you are the visionary. Now, that to explain what that means to everybody, that means you're the creator. You brought the people together. I really admire the fact that the ladies stood their ground for not allowing you to run from the instructions. Sometimes we think that it takes a lot of people to get a job done, but it actually does not. So this was the proven point of it. So somebody else may be out there thinking about the same thing. Hey, I want to start something and I want this to do whatever. And then they don't get the outcome or the turnout that they're looking for. So that's beautiful. Now tell us about, in the book, is there just is there several different types of relationships that are revealed for the restoration process?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different types. It's a marriage, and then there's just girlfriend, boyfriend, and then there's a story in there about a mother and her children, and then there's a story in there about, again, a husband and wife, and how a lot of things that they went through in their marriage and how they made it last.
Mm-hmm. What did you, since you wrote from your perspective, what was the kind of the emotions that you were able to reveal once you started writing? Did you kind of, like, how did you feel in that? I'm asking because I know a lot of people, they kind of like have to put it down and like, that's getting too deep or too much or whatever. Was there anything that kind of opened up for you, or how did that make you feel?
Well, I have to be honest. At first, I was afraid. I was scared because even with my first book, I was scared because we're being very vulnerable. We're being very open about
Mhm.
private things that has happened in our lives. But as I started praying and asking God to give me the words to say, is this really what you want me to do? Am I strong enough? I felt weak because, when you put your stuff out there, people gonna critique it, or people
Mhm.
gonna say, well, why you do that, or why you telling that, or this ain't true, or that ain't true, and people gonna have their own opinions. So I was a little weak in that moment. But then I
Mhm.
said, Lord, you did not give me the spirit of fear, because He's been telling me that for years, and I've been scared. And God said, it's that scaredness is over. You got to get over that. So I was feeling that emotion, and then I was feeling some hope. I was feeling some hope because some of the things I wrote about, I didn't think I would make it through, but I
Mm.
did. And I said, this is going to help somebody. This is going to help somebody. So my hope started rolling up, saying, this is what God wants you to do because it's going to help somebody else.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that was another emotion. And then just relief, relief. Because
Mm.
I was like, gosh, I like I said, it's a challenge. You know how it is to write a book, and you want to give up. You want to give up. But then I said, I can't give up because I don't want to be a quitter. I don't want to be a quitter.
Right.
And I want to do what thus said the Lord. And with
Mhm.
my co-authors, cheering me on, like you said, they would not let me quit. They would not let me not go on with it. I had
Mhm.
to see it through. So I
Mhm.
felt like it's a God thing. It was a divine thing, and it had to be done. It had to be finished.
Now, Lisa, what's next with that project?
Well, we're actually doing a book launch, and we want to take it on several cities. Book
Okay.
launch,
So
several
like a
city
tour.
tours.
Okay.
Yeah, a book tour.
I
We're
like it.
starting here in Georgia. Now, two of my authors are from Kansas City, Missouri, I think, or Kansas City, Kansas, one of those. And we're going
Mhm.
to be going there in November for another speaking event. So we're already getting speaking opportunities from this book.
Great.
So the next stop, I don't know, but we plan on going somewhere because this book is going worldwide.
I know that's right. I know that's right. And I just love the subtitle, How to Restore, Renew, and Reset.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, I hear like all of it being covered. Like, you want to restore it, you want to
Mm-hmm.
renew it, because in relationships, I mean, those words are just, they just resonate so much in my spirit. In relationships, you have that restoration that needs to happen, and then you have that renewal, because sometimes, things get stale and things get old, and you're like, you know what, I got to figure out another way how to do this. And it's
Yeah.
so ironic that that you've written this and that it's out, because I had posted a couple days ago that that clip from Love Jones, and he says, you just kind of, something about you just don't know how to make it creative or whatever, like lovers, that's
Mm-hmm.
why they, get stale. And
Right.
I thought about that, and as it relates to your book, and the renewal part of it is that, we have to like pay attention, and want it to be better, like parties
Yes.
have to want it to be better. So it's like, how
Absolutely.
do we get it better? Like, so for me, I have to say, to ask myself, like, how would it be better for me? And then for my mate to say, how would it be better for you? Because we have difference of thought.
Yeah.
So what else did you learn when you went through the process of writing this book that you like to share with our viewers, our listeners?
Well, the number one thing for me was in relationships, we really have to work on ourselves first. Okay.
Mhm.
We real quick to point the finger. Well, it was their fault. They did this, they did that. But we have
Mhm.
to stop and say, wait a minute, what did I do? What am I doing toward, the reconciliation, or toward the happiness, or toward, making it work? So the second thing I would say is we have to make ourselves happy. I know one
Mhm.
of the issues that I had, I kept saying to my husband, I'm not happy. You're not making me happy. But then I learned, and this is from God and from my research, and just my spending time with myself, was it's not his job to really make you happy. You got to
Mhm.
be happy within yourself first. You got to make
Absolutely.
yourself first happy. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find a way, and that's one of the things that I've done with my work, with my purpose in financial services, is I keep myself that's what makes me happy. Making sure that everybody is financially secure and all that. That makes me happy. That's my purpose. So I feel like if I'm happy right there, then I'm gonna
Mhm.
automatically be happy in my relationship, and I'm gonna be able to help what is it, reconcile if we're apart, or
Mhm.
enhance if we are together, enhance that
Mhm.
relationship. So
I love
just,
it.
yeah, just make yourself happy.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. This is a great book, and I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to, purchase a copy. How will we get a copy of the book?
Okay, you can definitely go to on my IG, which is Manage Money Matters. Click the link in my bio. There's a link there for the book. You can go to bit.ly/relation book, and I'll put that in the chat.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's it. It's actually on Amazon as well. But if you want the autographed copy, you
And
can
they should come to
slide.
you.
They can come to me.
I
Yeah.
believe that this right here is for you to connect with our authors, because and just so you know that yes, she has this amazing book out, but Lisa is also a wizard with finance, with
Thank you.
conserving and growing your finance. So definitely you want to go to her IG and just
Yeah.
connect with her. She started, now I see you doing more blogging, vlogging and videos and stuff, and I love
Mhm.
it. So this is a way for us to just grow our own community. And when I say community, I mean anybody that's watching, you're part of the community. Anybody that wants to get help in finance, or in a good read, a good book, something, some tips that could help you with in your relationships, no matter what the
Mhm.
dynamic of the relationship is. This is a great book. I love it. Yes, Lisa, thank you.
Thank you. And listen, if y'all are in Georgia or Atlanta, want to take a little hour stroll ride, an hour ride up to Gainesville, Georgia, we are going to be having our book launch. We have
When
on
is it?
July 23rd at 6 p.m. in the evening. We're going to actually
Okay.
have a party, honey. We got a DJ. We having dinner. We're having talks. Oh, and I wanted to mention too, in this book, one of my co-authors, Amber Thompson, is
Mhm.
a portraitist. She writes poetry. So within
Mm.
every chapter is a
Mm.
poem that relates to the subject matter in that chapter.
Good.
And it's just simply beautiful
So
poetry.
that's
So
July the
she's gonna be there. And we're gonna be reading some of the book, and we're gonna be partying. So just come out and help us celebrate. I think the connection is not got bad. You with me, Wanda? Hey, there you are. You there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Cause I lost sight. I lost sound and I lost everything.
Yeah, you
But
froze
you can
up.
hear me now?
I can hear you now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Cause I was like, this technology. So
I know.
but the funny thing is it's just crazy like that. Okay, so what else you got a book launch coming out on the 23rd. So for those
Yeah.
of you that's in the Gainesville, Georgia area, or you like to travel, it's worth the
Yeah,
travel. So
it
come on
is.
through. Yeah, I and that's 6:30 in the evening. Is that right?
Si-
Is Was that right?
6
6:30?
p.m. Uh-huh. 6
6
p.m.
p.m. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
6
On the
p.m. on
23rd.
Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what else? Because I missed it. My sound went totally out. So can you just repeat it for me? What
Oh,
else
sure.
is
I
going
was
on
just
here?
saying, yeah. Yeah, I was just saying it's going to be a party. It's a book launch slash party. And we're going to be doing some of the readings and selling books and having dinner. And we're going to have a DJ and dancing and fellowshipping. So we just want you to come out and help us celebrate the launch of this fabulous book. And the
I
ladies
love
that's
it.
going to be flying in from Kansas City. So we got to show them some Georgia hospitality and love.
We definitely do. And how much is it? How is there a cost? What's the cost of it?
The book is $20.
And so for the dinner and lunch and all of that,
Oh,
it's
the
just
book launch.
$20.
Yes, yes, yes. There's no
Okay.
fee to come to the book launch. You just come and
Okay.
celebrate and buy a book.
Okay. All right. And they can buy a book in advance too, right? Correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I
Okay.
put the link in the comments already.
Okay, beautiful. So you all please connect with Lisa. Lisa, I thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you.
in today and sharing your story and your spirit and your love and everything. And I look forward to seeing you on the 23rd. I've just put
Yes,
that on my
ma'am.
calendar on the
Thank you so
23rd.
much. Thank you
So
so much.
yeah, so just continue to do what you do, continue to be a blessing and a light to
You too.
others, and we'll talk real soon.
Okay, you too. I love you, Wanda D, my motivational queen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. We're moving right along. I am hold on. It's just, that's technology. Technology is good until it's not. And that's okay cuz we just keep pushing through. So I'm excited, for several reasons. I just let me say this to Lisa. Here's your bell. I forgot to give you your bell, but that's your bell. Um, I'm so excited to see people just keep moving and keep growing in their gifts. She is truly a remarkable woman in so many areas. So if you all please follow her on social media, let her know, hey, I met you where I saw you at, and if you can make it to the book fair, to the book signing, to their party, do it. Do something fun. You might be in that area or you may never have gone to Gainesville, and now's a good time for you to learn where Gainesville is. It's straight up 85. What's that? 85 north from Atlanta, and you have a great time. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. So I'm excited to introduce to you our next author. She hails from my hometown. Yes, put your hands together. She's from the. And it's amazing to connect. I don't know if about y'all, but when you learn that somebody's from your hometown, you just automatically have like an admiration for them. I don't know if it's just me or if this is how y'all feel across the board. But she was also a part of our book fair last year, and she's an avid writer. She has a new book out, and I cannot wait for her to get in here and talk about this book because it is pretty spicy. It is an urban fiction, And I'm so, I'm just like, I'm here for it. As the young folks say, I am here for all of that. I love to get into a spicy novel and spicy book, and this one is titled The Don. Her game, your rules. I'm in this. Wait a minute, I gotta show y'all this, and I meant to show y'all Lisa's cover, but she had me distracted when I was talking to her. So let me show you the Don. Look at that cover. Isn't that spicy? Look at there. Ooh, 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 ooh. When I saw that cover, I said, "Oh snaps! Oh snaps!" That's what I said. I said, "Oh snaps!" Well, hey, Crystal, I can't hear you. Unmute.
Okay, what about now?
Just perfect.
Great, great, great. How are you doing today?
I am doing fabulous. I like I was bragging on your cover. I was like, "Oh snaps!"
Oh yeah,
That cover say everything, but you're gonna have to tell the people what everything means. In my perception of everything. But first of all, let me say thank you for joining us this year.
you are welcome.
And I cannot wait to see you when I get to Detroit. Hopefully you won't be jet setting somewhere. Hopefully your buns will be, in town so we can meet in person.
Definitely. Do you have a date when you're coming?
I do not. It's not confirmed, but I know it's going to be sometime in August.
Okay, as long as it's not from August 18th to the 22nd. Then we're good.
All right. So I'm gonna definitely have to confirm it and then let you know. And if not, then I should be back sometimes before it get cold, because I don't mess around in the D when it started getting like cold. I just can't do cold.
I totally
But
understand.
but that's fine. So how are you? How have you been? How's this book doing? Didn't you have like a party for it or a signing or?
Well, yes, I had a book signing for it back in it was April, I believe.
Okay.
And recently I had like a Dom Day party where
Mm.
everybody came and they dressed the part, or in their favorite bondage, lace, leather, whatever that was, and we played games that was related to the book as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was awesome. It was dressed up very, very sexy. A lot of people did come in, in uniform or in costume like they were told to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually offered, I got wine, you had champagne, I served food, and we just had a good time for 4 hours, just, getting some feedback from the book. So we're doing pretty good. We're doing really good in regards to the book. It's going, I think it's on track.
You think it's on track?
I think it's on
Okay.
track, yes.
Now, what number book is this for you?
This is number 2.
Okay. I love it. I love
Yes.
it.
And I'm currently working on the sequel to the first book. So,
Okay.
yes.
So the first book is going to have one sequel or more?
I
Or
have not
you don't
decided
haven't
yet.
decided yet. Okay.
No.
Nothing wrong with that. It'll just unfold as it unfolds, right?
It unfolds chapter by chapter. So at the end, I'm not quite sure how I want the end to end, or if it's really
Mhm.
going to be an ending. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay. Right. Leave it open and then you can continue it on to another one. So what I'm gonna do is, Crystal, I'm gonna move myself out of the way just so you can talk to the people a little bit more. Tell them a little bit more about you or the book or whatever, however you want to do it, and then I'll come back and we'll chop it up a little further. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
Okay. So, hello, everybody. My name is Crystal Kentaver. I go by C. Kentaver when I'm writing. The Dom, Her Game, Your Rules. It's about a young lady who have dreams and inspirations of being an entrepreneur, owning her own business. But she comes across someone that says, "Hey, I have this business for you, and I think that you'd be a perfect fit to run it or manage it." Um, the business, without giving you too much, is about a young lady who's running a upscale whorehouse, if you will. She comes across a guy who wants to live out all his fantasies, but the fantasies actually go against her moral code. And I know people find it funny, like, okay, you're running a whorehouse, so what would you not do if you run a whorehouse? But there's still, people still have morals, and ethics is, comes into play. So it's an act that she cannot perform or does not want him. She don't want any parts of it. So therefore, he's a very powerful man because she only deals with high clientele or clients or very powerful clients, and that he has the power to pretty much crumble her whole world. And likewise, because there's a lot of things that goes down, and she has him in the palm of her hands just as well. So it becomes a survival of the fittest. Who's going to be left standing after they go head to head with each other? Who's going to survive? Who's not going to survive? Whose livelihood will be totally damaged and taken away? So this story is about a young lady who actually comes into play with the guy, and she wants to make sure that she can pretty much still run her business without any flack from him. So in this book is different from the other one. There is a lot of things that comes into play. You have abuse on different levels. You have murder, you have mayhem. So I'm trying something different out of this book, and I'm hoping that you guys will love it. I have been told that, if you have certain triggers, that you may have to skip certain parts, and I totally understand that. So I just hope that you do that and don't totally give up on the book because there are certain triggers. But that's what life is about. Life is not it's not a smooth sailing. It's not all just valleys. It's not all that's, mountains. We do go through some stuff so we can get through it, and we do survive. So this is, this is where justice will prevail. There will be different types of justice, but once again, there will be bad guys. There will be good guys in this book. There'll be saviors. All I'm asking is that you give the book a chance and don't be totally thrown off by the triggers, because there are some triggers.
I love it. Which is okay because we're
Yes.
reading it from a it's a story. It's a
Yes.
story. Just like if you were watching a movie, you can watch some movies and some movies you don't. But I want to read it because it sounds so spicy. What
It
gave you
is.
the in your writing, because you're so creative, with coming up with characters, and what's the setting? Where does the book set? What is it? Where is it setting at?
Of course, it takes place in Detroit, Michigan. You have some Farmington Hills.
Okay. Come on now. Talk to me.
So, of course, if you're from Detroit, you're going to notice some familiar names, familiar restaurants, familiar clubs, familiar streets, familiar cities. So it does take place in Michigan, definitely.
Okay. See, I know, and that's just such a, because you can, especially being from Detroit, the familiarity of
Yes.
the reading it, and you like visualize, you get to visualize, you get to see in certain things in certain places. Farmington Hills is like an exclusive high end area, so
Right.
it's just, I'm looking forward to that. And how many characters, or how do you, now this is from somebody that's wanting to develop like characters, writing about characters. How do you do that process when it comes to putting your content together?
You know what? I actually I can only explain it. I guess other authors or authors will actually be able to understand it totally. But when I write, I don't have the characters already mapped out. The
Okay.
characters when I look at my computer while I'm typing and writing, I see the story just unfold in front of the computer. I have no idea
Mm.
how it unfolds. I come up with the names and that's it. But I have, I can think about a name. Okay, this will be sexy. This will bring, something
Mhm.
challenging to the book. But it's not one time have I ever said, wow, I'm gonna name this person this. It just comes to me
Mhm.
as I'm writing, or I'm sorry, as I'm typing, and I can't tell you how
So
or
you just
why.
truly let the inspiration just flow through you.
Yes, it's almost like when I read a book, because I'm in several different book clubs as well.
Mhm.
So when I read a book, and as a book is very descriptive,
Mhm.
then I'm really like, I'm not reading the book, I'm watching the movie, you know.
Right.
So when I'm
Right.
actually reading the book, I'm not really reading that book. I'm actually looking at everything that's that's actually unfolding in front of me. It's a really good movie, and I can visualize the characters, the setting, the plot, all that good stuff, and I can actually usually come up with the come up with the outcome of the movie, just in my head, because my imagination is very vivid.
That's interesting. Because people, like you said, people write differently, people
Yes.
tell the story differently.
Mhm.
And I was talking to an author, and they were telling me about some things that they were working on, and I was like, just like, I get blown away, and just
Mhm.
listening to people tell their stories, tell this book. And how is it that, is there a certain mood that you have to set when you get to the typewriter, when you get to the computer to write? I know one of our authors said he set like a time clock to say, I'm going to do it every day at such and such a time. Do you have a particular area that kind of inspires you more so than another area? Or, what's your whole process in that?
Okay, well, definitely has to be quiet. And this is the area where I actually, right here below the
Okay.
sign, this is where I actually write at every time. So I
Okay.
usually write in the middle of the night or early morning. So I usually that's when I actually do
When
my
it's
writing.
real quiet.
When it's really really quiet, I have to actually get my write on, and before everybody wakes up, because it can become very distracting.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't write in the middle. I don't write throughout the day, because even though when I try to, I can't make it happen, and it's very unfortunate. I work 40 hours a week. So
Mm-hmm.
when I get home, I have to do the dinner, the husband, the kid. And by 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm usually beat. So I have to literally set time and say, okay, I'm going to do 2 chapters today, or a chapter tonight and a chapter tomorrow. Other than that, if I don't do it that way, then I would not have any downtime to write.
Mm-hmm. So somebody write down in the comments, plan. You have to make time to write. You have to have a
Have to.
schedule. Have to have a schedule to write, and that's
Whew.
that's great.
I'm
That's good
trying my
stuff.
best to keep a schedule. I want to have this book done by October. My third book done by October. So far, I've sold over 500 copies of that. So that's really, really, I love that about the dilemmas. A lot of guys
Mm-hmm.
say they can really relate to that one. But I'm trying to just stay on schedule, because I have so much in store that I want to actually bring to light, and I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
give it all away, but definitely wants to make sure that I stay focused, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So that's what my
Mm-hmm.
plan is. But unfortunately, when it's time to write and I have something to write about, I can go for hours. But if I don't have anything to write and I don't have the time, then that can be unfortunate too. But it's definitely about planning. So I have to sit down and actually do that as well.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is so good. And so with this book, and I just love the title. How do you come up with your titles? I mean, how do you decide on that?
Man, but the Dom, it was something that just came into me. Like a lot of things that come to me, I can't explain. It just comes in the middle of the night. I
Mm-hmm.
just said, "Oh my goodness, I want to write a book about a young lady that runs a whorehouse." And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Okay, her name, even the character of her name is Mia Moore Love Jones." So Mia Moore is it's like I love, and
Mm-hmm.
her name is Mia Moore Jones, and
Mm,
they call her Love for short.
for sure. Okay.
So things come to me in the middle of the night. I can be just laying in the bed, and all of a sudden I just get something just goes off in my head, like, wow, this epiphany, like
Mhm,
the Dom, that's it, you know.
mhm,
And that's how that book how it came about, because when people say the Dom, let me just clarify, it does not necessarily mean dominatrix.
mhm,
It could be the dominant person, the person
mhm.
that's in control, and she's all of those things wrapped up in one, you
I
know.
love it.
So yeah, but the way I come with the stories, or the way I come out with these titles, is just something that it just comes to me in the middle of a thought, and I have to just act on it so I don't lose it. Yeah.
Now your book sound like it would just make a awesome movie.
Mm.
Have you ever had you considered that the transformation of that, putting that on that medium?
I have. I actually worked with. I had a screenwriting class last weekend with Renika McQueen. If you
Mhm.
don't know who Renika McQueen is, she's the writer of Cain and Abel. That's on Tubi, Amazon, Roku. She's also wrote Deception, or no, Deceitful Passions.
Mhm.
Also on the big screen too. So I've been just working, with her, trying to stay, learn a few things from her as well as other people. I think I would like to eventually work with Dennis Reed. I've been seeing his name a lot.
Dennis, I know Dennis.
Do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just with his son and his. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, his Dennis Reed is is a powerhouse, especially there. I was telling Shani about Dennis, and asking her if she had, if she had hooked up with him, and he's actually here.
Oh,
He
really?
was here. I don't know if he's still here, but he was here a few days ago because he was cutting some scenes here
Okay.
in Atlanta. But yes, Dennis, and he has some very just a dynamic person. So definitely
Yes.
would love for you to I would make that introduction for you if you like.
Thank
But
you. I appreciate that.
yeah, Dennis is great.
Yeah, I'm practicing on writing screenplays. I do have actually. There's another young lady I worked with, Blacksmith Enterprises. That's
Okay.
who I went to for the screenwriting class last weekend, and she wanted us to do a 10-page script just to, uh,
Mhm.
just to refresh what she informed us, just to basically see if we got it. So that's the plan, is getting these books on the big screen one way or the other. I'm speaking it sort of into an existence, but I definitely have been asked, especially by the first book. They've been really saying like, hey, I can see this book being on a movie, being a movie. And
Mhm.
um, so that is my next goal. After I finish the third book, I will
Okay.
take a break, only a short break, so that I can actually work on how to get this book on the big screen. So yes.
Okay. Okay. Now someone had a question for you, and they wanted to know, were you going to do an audio book of this book? Were you going to
Oh,
possibly put in the audio?
I want to. I want to get this book on every platform possible. So I will try that. I really, do hate that I work 40 hours a week, because that's time that I cannot get back to do what I want to do, right? You only have so many
Mhm.
hours out the day. But I do want to get both books on audio. I think they'll
Okay.
be very, very good. I've actually had a lot of people who have asked about putting these books on audio, because it just helps with their sex life as well. I had a lot of
Mhm.
friends that said that. So I definitely want to get that, get both books on audio. Grady, yes, I do. And what up, Doe, to you as well.
Yeah, so what and that's one thing that we have been talking about before, is the transformation of these books, like
Yeah.
how to expand on them. I love the fact that you do it a party, that's awesome, with
Yes.
like simulating the characters and the fantasy part of it, and then
Yes.
down to the costumes and all that kind of
Hmm.
good jazz. I mean, that is just like great, and I think that that's something right there, very, very marketable. Like, just that itself can be go from city to city to city to city, because
Wow.
people are looking for events and activities to go to, in the fact that you have the book. So that's
Hmm.
kind of like the platform of it, but then also that whole fantasy part of it, the
Yes.
dressing up, the eating,
Yes.
like that part of it, that is so. I just saw all of that in my head. Like, that
Did
was
you?
just like, wow. Like, you probably sitting on a gold mine and don't even know it, just with that one particular, product
Oh,
right
thank you.
there.
Did you see some of the pictures?
No, I did not.
Oh, you got to go back on my page and look at the pictures. They were awesome.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. I have to, and I'll share them. Am I allowed to share them?
Definitely. Yes.
Okay, okay. I
Yes.
definitely share them, because I'm so excited to see that. A good friend of ours, she had a a release party. Her on her last book, it was in that same style. And when she
Okay.
did her book launch, she was dressed up and she came in. I was like, oh snap,
Yes, yes.
So that's the fun part about, I think, the other side of writing. Because sometimes, people. And this is what I love about life is there is a smorgasbord for us,
It is.
and we can get so many little bits and pieces and good yummies out of life. And
Right.
for the creator that writes in the fantasy world, or like the adventure world or the drama
Mm-hmm.
world or whatever, like you can go there and just be so entertained, inspired,
Yes.
courageous. You can just do, just have it all. So I'm tickled pink. Tell me when the next party is. I want to come to the next party.
Right.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is also that, I write these stories because everybody think it's just so taboo to even talk about sex and sexual favors and different relationships and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But really, it can be an out to somebody because you never know what they're going through. And some people are so, they don't have that. They're afraid to explore their sexual side.
Mm-hmm.
This book actually allows them to be able to see themselves as one of the characters
Mm-hmm.
and be able to take on that. Even if they can't live it, they can still live it through the book,
Yes.
and a lot of, middle-aged women, not all, but, you've been in relationships for 20, 30 years. Sometimes you need a little something to spice up your relationship as well.
Absolutely.
I have friends that actually do role play out of the book,
Mm-hmm.
where they become two of the characters and they act out a scene together, so
I
it's,
love it.
yeah, so it's not just all taboo. It's not just, it's a fictional book, of course, but it still deal with real life issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like that so much.
Thank you.
Where can we purchase your book at?
Okay, you can purchase the book on my website. It's www. Putinwords.com. That's PUT as in Tony, IT, N as in Nancy, WORDZ.com. So that's, so you can go there and get an autographed copy. It is on Amazon as well. But if you want an autographed copy, I can definitely send that out to you. I'm in the process of getting more bookmarks as well, because I usually give out bookmarks along with the books. So I'm waiting for the bookmarks to come in. And like I said, you can get it from my website, directly through my website, if you want an autographed copy, or for those persons that are interested in just ebooks, Kindle Fire, and you can go to Amazon and under my author's name, and you'll be able to find both books.
Awesome. So any last words, anything else you want to share with our viewers, our listeners before you?
Wow. I would just say thank you guys so much for tuning in. And just remember the name on the screen, because this is not the last time that you will see your girl.
Not the last time. But she has another book. So you're like, we had several people come back again, and I just said, you know what? This is going to be a yearly thing. So you probably just want to get your membership, and just every time that we have our book launch or our virtual book fair, we want to see you, because we know you're going to have some great books. And, they all may start with the letter D, because the last one I think was Dilemma. This one is Dawn. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not.
And just a correction, is the Dom with the M.
The Dom?
Okay. Yes, as a dominatrix. DOM as in Mary.
Why you let that run for so long?
You know what? I was looking at it. I just kind of caught it,
Well,
but
we cannot have that. Okay.
But I definitely look forward to giving you guys more. I'm always looking for feedback, honest feedback, constructive criticism. I take it all.
Okay.
And I definitely want you guys to just, to support. If you don't know anybody in that love this genre, purchase the book and give it to somebody, but definitely I would like to hear from you guys, and make sure if you do get the book that you actually leave a review as well.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yay. Thank you so much, sis. You know, we got Detroit's in the building taking
In
over.
the
So
building.
you hang tight, because if you don't have to go anywhere, I may have to bring you back up here for
Okay.
a little part of a conversation, okay?
Okay.
Hang tight.
Okay,
Thank
babe.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Um, you know what? We gotta keep this party going. I'm not even getting ready to talk long. If that didn't excite y'all, I don't know what did. We went from Lisa, and this is the way the divine order, the creator works. So Lisa came to us first, right? And let me just tell you a little secret. She did that. It wasn't the plan, but she did. But again, she was talking about relationships. This book that Crystal shared with us is about relationships, even though it's not, in the same vein, but yet it is, because it's all about relationships. And guess what? I want to share with y'all about a relationship that I have, and it is with a special, special person, my little sis. Her name, Shani Sanders. Yes, we're talking about the one, the only, the one that cannot be duplicated, imitated, or I got to figure out another word. But she is the one. Now, this was what started it all. This is what started it all. We're going to share with you, and she's a sponsor of this particular, one of the sponsors of our book fair. What we're talking about is mediums and how to take your books, turn them into stage plays, turn them into movies, turn them into series. And the conversation that I just had with Crystal was, listening to her book and listening to the last book, I said, you and Shani need to hook up. That was what I said the last time. But I think that after today, I think that they're going to hook up. Now, if you keep hearing something over and over again, it must be right. All right. When you have something so powerful that can transform into other venues, and then when people are saying something to you, you need to believe it. You need to just take hold of it. And from our tragedies, sometimes we have beautiful things that are birthed out of tragedies, and that's what happened with when Shani wrote this, the first book, which is the Letters of Forgiveness, and that just evolved and evolved and evolved. But without further ado, let me introduce you to Shani Sanders, producer, director, writer extraordinaire, businesswoman. Hello. I can't hear you.
Okay, how about now? Hello,
Well,
hello, hello, good
well,
people.
well, hello, good people. We are
You
fine. I'm
know
just,
I have to say it right. What up, though?
what up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? This is beautiful.
It is. I've been tuning in.
I
I've been
do.
enjoying the show. I see Detroit is all in the building.
Detroit is in the house. I
Yes.
didn't know that today was going to be a Detroit day, but it
Did you
is,
set it up like that?
Well,
It's a
I don't
method
know.
to your greatness, and you didn't even realize that was what was happening, huh?
But I did. But I did. And the funny thing about it is, and I'm not even gonna get into the funny thing. How are you doing?
Amazing.
Thank
Amazing.
you. And Addie would
Amazing.
say that you took her that talking about, that's my word. Like she thinks
Mm-hmm.
she has the hold on that word, but and you all will
Yeah,
see
yeah,
her.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's the Addie.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're doing
Back to
amazing.
me now. So I'll share with our, what I want you to this this book fair is like no other book fair. And I speak that and I say that because you go to book fairs and what do people do? They walk around and they looking at books. You come to
Mm-hmm.
our book
Mm-hmm.
fair and you're talking to the authors
Mm-hmm.
and you're purchasing and you're diving into their life. And I know that people start following people because of that. And
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't always happen when you do a live book fair, because there's so many people and people are just distracted or whatever. So I
Mm-hmm.
really, really like this setting. But another thing that I wanted to make sure that I did this year was to invite resources,
Yes,
to
because we need
invite
that.
right, to invite education
Mhm.
in, into this space, because it's so important that after you write your book that you continue to develop it, because
Yeah.
that's to me, that's just the start of it. That's not
Mhm.
the end of it. So I'm gonna move out of the way, and I want you to tell people more about you, who you
Okay.
are, and why you are one of our, sponsors for the second annual summertime book
Woo,
fair.
woo,
Woo,
woo.
woo.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, okay. I am Shawnee Sanders. I'm an author, playwright, filmmaker, producer, director, executive producer, and I am the VP of distribution for First Dibs Films. So um, I love what I do, so I like to do it often. And I'm here today to just, meet new authors and explain how to turn your book into either a stage play or a movie. And I was listening in on Crystal speaking about screenwriting, and that's the first start. You want to write the screenplay. You can break your book down into screenplay format and hire me to do it, or you could do it yourself. Um, and you can hire my crew to film it, or we can put on a production. We could produce your stage play. It's very simple. It's very simple because if you can write a book, you can write the screenplay. You're a storyteller. So oftentimes, what I do is, I come up with the thought, just starts with the idea, and I write backwards. So I often would start at the ending. What do I want the outcome to be? What do I want the audience to leave with? um, I often tell true stories. I like to put thought-provoking content out that will make an impact. I also have a nonprofit, Why I Care 20, that is geared to raise awareness against domestic violence against men and women. It's not just the women, it's the entire family we want to, help. So, and we do that through our creativity. So I often meet new writers based on their lives. I encourage them to tell your story. And if they're afraid of telling the story, then I tell it for them. So, yeah, I just love what I do. I like being able to tell things that's going to make a difference, help change their life. If they're going through domestic violence, and they are conquerors, how did they get through that? Because telling their story is going to be a blessing to someone else. And we can't leave our stories inside of us and just put them on the shelf. It helps no one. So it's all about helping, healing, giving people hope, forgiving. And I think that lifts the burden off of you and it becomes a blessing. So turning that pain into not just into that purpose, but you know, I I think after the death of my sister, not even think I know for a fact, um, I just became passionate about people. I became passionate about showing love because it was such a tragic situation. And you guys could get the book Letters of Forgiveness. It's available on Amazon. My website actually is under construction. I have a new assistant. Shout out to Tia Jenkins. So she's rebuilding the website for us right now. But it's it's all about putting it into play. And Crystal and Wanda hit something. Having a plan, taking that moment to schedule the time to write. I often write late at night. I'm up all night. I'll still work my 9 to 5. So I'm up all night. I'm gonna be up tonight. So
Mhm.
and it's
I don't
about
even
just
know how you do it. You
it's not me. It's all God. Like it's all God. Like because to be seriously though, I asked for that strength to endure
Mhm.
whatever you're at, whatever it is that I'm supposed to do right now. So if it's telling a thought-provoking story that I know is about to, I'm gonna have to go into some deep dark places. I may have to open some old wounds or something like that.
Mhm.
I just ask God to give me the strength to endure it because it's a heavy load. So and then also I surround myself with people like you, Wanda, and you're my go-to. and so many others. Is I have a small circle. It may seem like it's a big circle, but I have a very small circle of people that I trust, I rely on. We pray together, we cry together, we laugh together. And that's important in the industry that I'm in, because first of all, filmmaking, it's a heavy load. It looks fun, but you guys don't know the process that goes behind. I'm sorry, I just got my hair braided. I'm sorry, and
Say it
listen,
in your
I'm
mouth.
very transparent. So for those that know me, I'm gonna have a good time, and you're gonna get 100% authenticity from me. So I, my thing is, you guys, we love to create, and we bring you these wonderful stories, whether it's romance, dramedy, comedy, drama, sometimes a little horror, thrillers. But you guys don't know the process behind the scenes to make it to you guys, where you're just sitting in your living room with your popcorn and enjoying yourself watching a good movie. Which I like to mention one in particular. A couple of things I got going on, if you will, because
Oh yeah.
I'm also I'm a talker. And Wanda and I used to be on the
No
same
way.
network, and I had a
No way.
talk show. So you can't give me the mic.
I'm just sitting here just like, oh well, because the thing about it is, it's funny you say that, and yes, we're gonna find out all about what's going on, what's coming up, what's next, and
Yeah.
you could run this however you want to. You the sponsor, so if this is something you need to be talking about now, then fine. I don't care. I really don't. But this is what I wanted to just say to people. You mentioned it and slightly touched on it. And of course, people can get to know more about
Hmm.
just you and everything, and how you kicked it off and got it started. But let's just switch gears for just a moment on, you have a book,
Hmm.
and you say, I want to turn it into a stage play.
Hmm.
Then you have to do what?
Well, you want to break the book down. You want to put into screenwriting, so a screenplay, and break those characters down. Those conversations that you're speaking about in maybe third person, you need to put it in first person. Now you're having these characters
Mm,
talking to one another. Your settings can be the same, especially when you have very descriptive books like Crystals. You
Crystals
still
is
want to
hot.
have that hot, right? Both of them, hot, hot. So you want to make sure that you're putting the people in the place. You make yourself feel like you're in the moment. So it's the same way when you're writing a screenplay. Be as descriptive. There is a such thing as overwriting in film, because it can be drawn out. It can get boring. You don't want to stay on one particular subject for so long. And there's filmmakers out there that it works for them. You know, some people have a low attention span from scene to scene. They need it to move quickly and
Mm-hmm.
get to the next part. What's going to happen? Especially when you have a juicy series or something like that going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it really it's not much difference. It's just all in about the breakdown.
But you have to break it down.
That's
Yeah.
it. And that's when you
So,
call me. You hire me to do that.
absolutely. Absolutely. And one thing about that you said was like, from scene to scene. So as you're telling your story, and it's funny because I watch TV, I watch movies different.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it from the standpoint of production, not so much
Mm-hmm.
as for entertainment, and sometimes
Yep.
it can be ridiculous, but that's why. Okay, let me have just full disclosure. I have what I call my 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 soap opera, which
Mm-hmm.
is NCIS,
Yes, love it.
because they do the best writing in
Mm.
character. So the other day I was thinking, who was my favorite character in NCIS, the original, not all of the
Yes.
Californians and
Mm-hmm.
Chicago's and all
You're
that.
talking
I'm talking
about
about the original.
redhead. Yeah.
I'm talking about the original NCIS. So and my favorite character is Abby, the forensic scientist. That's my favorite character in that book. And I was like, and so then I started asking myself a question, like, why? Because she's making a very scientifical job funny.
Absolutely.
And so she's adding life to that. So because if you notice on some of the other shows of that nature, the forensic scientists are boring. But she makes it really funny because she's gothic, but yet she's loving. I mean, so it's like a bipolarness going on, and that might be like the Gemini in me is like, I love, but I hate,
that up
but
and down, that up
yeah,
and
that
down,
up
and that
and
pulling,
down and stuff, but she makes that so interesting, and then I just be locked in, and she using the words, and then Gibbs coming, he said, Abby, like explain
get
it,
back
like
on track, like
get to the point,
right? Yeah.
And it's just so exciting to see that. So that's my soap opera, and I just, when I want to just unwind and don't want to think about nothing, I just hit it, turn it on, and of course I didn't seen the episode already, but it doesn't matter because I see it again.
I love it. I can watch those over and over. It doesn't even
Yeah, so let's talk about this because we'll use Crystal as an example.
Okay.
She got a juicy thing going on, don't she?
She do.
So
So
do you
what we
want
gonna
to
do
bring
about
her
that?
back on? So we're gonna talk about this together.
I think we
I,
should.
I think we should, right? I think we should. I think we should.
Crystal,
Hey, Crystal. Okay, so Crystal, then this is kind of like like the whole the guinea pig. Crystal, that's you.
You on mute, Crystal.
You got to come off mute because we all a part of this conversation.
Sorry, here I am. Hi.
Okay.
It's like a family reunion.
It is. I was just with Terry yesterday at Southeastern's reunion alumni yesterday.
Nice.
Yes. So we was chilling with each other the other day. Yesterday we had a good time.
I saw that.
That's
and Crystal had did a live, and I tuned in, and Crystal was like, "You know what, Crystal? Okay, let me just say this. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry, y'all, but I ain't sorry. This is the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. I am Wanda D, the motivational queen. I am the producer and the host, and pretty much that's saying that this is the direction that we're going in, okay?
We're going in a different direction. You
So
know how we do it. We're going in a different direction.
We're going in a different
Let's
direction.
go.
So Crystal did a live yesterday, and it was so funny because Crystal was trying to be political correct. And she was using like fluffy words. And I was like, Crystal about to let him have it. She about to let him have it.
Now, which one was this?
and then she gave it to him. She was like, okay, y'all, yeah. What was that one word you said?
Mofo.
Mofo. I said, oh my goodness, this is Detroit coming through. Come on through, Detroit.
Because I'm trying to not curse so much. So I use those words like mofo and ish.
Yeah, she was using all of that at first. And then it just went south. It just went. And I was like, yes.
Let it rip.
Yes.
Oh God. Yeah. Was that when I was walking yesterday morning?
That was when you were walking.
Oh yeah, man. Sometimes people don't deserve all that fluff. You need to get down to the rooty and the toot of some stuff because some people don't deserve all the fluff. And I'm trying to be nice and I try, but sometimes I zone back out and I'm like, you know what? Let's just be real about it.
I'm here for it, Crystal. Every time, just tag me. I'll be just there, just cheering you on, just kind of like encouraging you to go for it. Just go for it. Just give it to them. Because like I'm in this business of motivation, but motivation too is tough love, and sometimes you just gotta let it rip. And I'll be like, y'all gonna get these colorful words right now. That's what I call my words. I call them colorful words.
Honest. You gotta be honest. You gotta be real. See, and that's the thing. I'm a lover of life. I'm a lover of God. But it's like I'm also the person that if I'm giving you 100% and I'm showing you something, I'm talking kind to you, I'm respecting you, and then you step on me and you just come and thump me in my forehead, I'm probably gonna hit you back. Like,
That's
and
right.
it's like people see the smile, they take that for weakness.
Yes, I do.
And we have
Sometimes.
to redirect them and show them that's not where we're going. That's not what we're going to do.
That's
Because
right.
Mhm.
me in this business, I'm here, I'm helpful. I'm gonna dive in, I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna help you do what you need to do, but I can't want it more than you.
That's
That's
right.
a
Absolutely.
problem. And that's a
Hmm.
you problem, not a me problem. That's a you problem. So if you want it, let's get it. Let's get to the
Absolutely.
business, because you told me that this was your dream, and I
Hmm.
believe that your dreams matter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to help you to get there. I'm going to put you with the right people. I'm going to make sure that you cross paths with the right people so we can make it happen. So in the process of all of that, sometimes some colorful words, they may slip out here and there if
Yes.
you're not, acting appropriately with me and my time.
Absolutely.
Don't take
And
advantage of
as it
people in
and
life.
as it should.
Hmm.
So this is what I want, and this is why I brought Crystal back, because her book, and this is the book fair. So Shani, what part of her book really, as you was listening to her talk about it, what did you see? Because I saw a movie. What did you see?
Um, Definitely. Dilemma needs to be a movie. Like, but I say seriously, break down the characters. I'm glad you mentioned about going to the screenwriting classes,
Yes.
because that's the start of it. And like I said, if you can write a book, you can write a screenplay. Some people think, oh no, 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 but no, it just may take you a little longer to break down the characters, and you're just having them speaking to one another, or it's the same thing, putting us in that place. When you read a book, I'm the same way. I'm in the movie. I'm
Yes.
I don't even see it as a book. And I could be reading a book all night, and then I'm dreaming about the scenes that I saw in that I
Yes.
read in that book, because I put myself in it. So it just give yourself some more time to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
um
Yes.
and just like with your book, don't rush through it. Take a moment and make sure that your audience is getting to know your characters
Okay.
as you develop them. And if you've already if it's already a book, half of your job is done.
It really is, because I actually started writing a few scenes of the Dom, because I wanted to do a reenactment when I did the day event a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I had already wrote like three different scenes, or different acts, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just need to go back, and because she wanted us to just do a mock one just to see if we really got it. So I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
back in, revamp it with what I've learned, send it back over to her, and and then start the process in regards to that. And as I'm doing book two of dilemmas. So just I want
Yeah.
to actually definitely get that on the big screen, and I think that I'm going to invest my time and money in that next.
Yeah, it's a good route to go, because and then people, we watch the movie and we always say, oh, the book was better, because you get more detail in the books, because you have to break down so much in a screenplay, and then there's so
Right.
much you have to cut. um
Mhm.
because say for instance, you have 10 characters in the book, but then you still have to think about your background. When you do
Yes.
these things, you got your background actors, you have your locations, you have to break down. um, and that's not always the easiest job.
Right.
Is finding your locations, for the setting to be exactly what you envisioned it to be.
Right.
um, if you have two people that's at a bar in your book, well, guess what? They have to have a bartender. You want to have a few patrons walking by, picking up them a drink. So it's all that is what also goes into it when you're breaking it down into a screenplay.
Right.
Um, and yeah, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself.
Definitely.
Take those classes. Keep doing that, and then and I know you guys mentioned Dennis Reed. I'm looking forward to working with Dennis. I just love the work that's coming out of Detroit. Also, there's some things that the company I'm working with has some amazing stuff in the work. So I
Okay.
look forward to working with you. You know, Crystal, hit me up anytime. I'm up late, you know, working. So and I love to produce. I love to see someone's work come to fruition and let the audience you know, let them enjoy seeing. See, my thing is from the writing to the screen, that process, guys,
Mhm.
it's amazing. You have to love what you do. It can be those long hours, you know, you're up writing long hours and then you're putting it together. Now you have turned it into a screenplay. Now you're pitching it to a production company to pick it up. And then okay, they picked it up. Now you're going to film it. So that process, when you hear people say, oh, it took me 10 years to get this done, I see why. I know why firsthand.
Wow.
It is a
Mhm.
process. Sometimes it's
Okay.
turning them out real quick. We have a lot of independent filmmakers out now that's doing amazing work on Tubi. And shout out to First Dibs, where I'm the VP of distribution. We have a lot of content across many streaming platforms. So even once you finish all of that, getting your project out, you've now said, okay, how do I get it seen? Well, you
Right.
call me. We're gonna work. We'll work that out.
Wow.
So, yeah,
I got
yeah.
a question right
Exciting.
quick for you, Shani.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned a couple things, and these are some things that we wanted to cover today, and that is pitching to the production company.
Mm-hmm.
What are the elements that you need to have when you go in to pitch? Well, how prepared, I mean, do you need to be? Can you share a little of that with us?
Yeah, airtight script, a pitch deck, and a pitch deck includes having a mood board. Basically, you're gonna say, okay, my movie also is similar to Lady Sings the Blues. I'm just use that or my movie is similar to Sparkle. These are my favorite movies. I'm calling out. My movie is similar to Bustin' Loose. So you want to have 5 to 10 movies that you can compare it to, and that gives the production company that you're pitching to an idea of what that's going to look like. You have to have a character breakdown. You want to introduce us to those characters. You want to have location breakdown. Where is it set? Is it in Florida? Is it in Atlanta? Is it in Detroit? Um, is it at the old creepy house or at the corner store? So you want to have all of those things broken down, as well as when I say an airtight script, you want to have something that flows. You want to have something that's not going to be difficult to understand, because there can be some long-winded writers and there's some straight to the point writers. So it depends on also the type of genre that you're writing. But breaking down a script into making it understandable where we're following it before we see it. Makes sense? So
Yes.
Mhm.
um because you
Okay.
want to, when you're pitching, you have less than a minute. I should be able to tell you about my project and capture your attention. And then you have the 310. If I have completed my project, and then I'm asking you, can you help me get the distribution for it? When I watch it, you need to capture my attention in the first 3 minutes.
Mhm.
So you want to keep the audience, because it's easy, because after a while you're going to change the channel. You're
Right.
going to change the channel. So it's a lot that goes into it, but I would love for you, any authors out there, to just reach out to me. You can send me a message on Facebook Messenger. Um,
And get that started.
I
Now,
you yeah.
my next question is, can you speak a little bit in terms of distribution and how it will relate to that finished product?
Well, what we do at First Deals Films is we negotiate the film for you. We do short films. You must have a minimum of 20 minutes on your content, and to get it on the streaming platforms. We also pitch directly to Netflix, Showtime, BET, HBO. We currently have First Deal Films. I crewed on a film called Carrollton last year, written by the wonderful Jerica Carr in Florida. And that film is now going to be on BET October 27th, right in time for Halloween. So it's like a thriller. Um, so that process, once your content is complete and you agree to the terms, then we can draw you up a contract and start negotiating on your behalf. Um,
Mhm.
love what you do and do it often, and and don't think that your work is not good enough. You know, never, because a lot of times I notice people like, well, I don't know, can I? Yeah, you can. Send that
Mhm.
20 minutes short. Don't doubt yourself.
Mhm.
So do the 20-minute short has to be already like in acting form, like a video, or is it
Yes. Yes.
okay?
So it must be completed in film, means it's ready to package and go. Your poster, and I'll tell you, a good poster captures the attention. Remember when Blockbuster was out and you're walking down the aisle and you're looking for a good movie? If that movie cover, just like a book cover, it
Mhm.
looked good, you're gonna pick it up. So and I learned that early on in become when I became an author. I'm gonna look at letters of forgiveness cover and be like, "Ooh, what happened to her?" Like, "Oh my God, what happened?"
Mhm.
So like
Right.
crystal color covers.
Hot.
In life, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but in the author world, you judge a book by its
By
cover
the
because,
cover, right?
yeah, yep.
Right.
So your content completed, your poster, you got a really nice poster, and I'll tell you something else. If you have, at least a couple known names in your films, then we can get your films in up to 1,000 theaters nationwide. I mean, it's a good quality, high quality film. Yeah. So it's an amazing process, but I love to sit down and have some new people to come and let us help you get your films out there.
I'm definitely interested. I guess also I need to come to Atlanta maybe also and just shadow you for a moment too, and just to see what's going on. And
Yeah.
I would love to, because I would love to work behind the scenes. Nothing is going to actually just to see my name go across that platform. Dilemmas or the Dom, written by Crystal Tarver. Oh my God,
Hmm.
it's just
It's an amazing feeling.
man.
It's an amazing feeling. When I finished letters of forgiveness and then I turned it into a stage play.
Hmm.
I, then the year after that, so like 3 years, 17, 18, 19. First the
Wow.
book, then the play, then the movie, and it was nonstop. At that point I began to jump on other people's projects and crewing or producing other people's projects. So um, it's something to really get into, especially being an author. If you want to see it come to life as a film, come
Yes.
and shadow me, be a production assistant, and just learn the business and see what goes on behind the scenes. I'll be in town soon, so I'll be talking
Mhm.
to you.
Oh,
I
definitely.
was gonna
Yes.
say, like, what?
I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. That's I'm excited already.
You more excited now?
I'm more excited. Nothing like this. It really, especially being authors, you get in a slump sometime when you don't think that nobody notices you, or
Mhm.
the book is not selling well, or this, or you doubting yourself. Like I spoke of that yesterday. Just we are our own worst enemies. We talk ourselves
Yep.
out of so many different things,
Yeah,
and I had to learn, like, wait a minute, because even for the events, nobody was looking like they were going to come, and I was like, wow, nobody has said anything. Then I started getting cash apps. I was
hmm,
like, okay. And Renika McQueen told me, she was like, let me tell you something. I don't care if there's only 4 or 5 people or there's one person in that room. You give that performance like you got a
Yep.
whole place
that's
full of
right.
people. And so I had to listen to her and my friends, of course, because you have to have a good support system behind you. Um,
Hmm.
they just encouraged me, like, no, don't cancel, keep going, you got
That's
this.
right.
I don't care
That's
if nobody
right.
else come but us. We're gonna party like it's a whole room of people, and I thank
Crystal,
God for them.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. Yeah, and keep going. Like when you have those doubtful moments, go into
Hmm.
your space. Go into your
Yeah.
space. You know what I mean? And then call on your support system, because I didn't know that Faceless Shadows when stage play was going to go in the direction that it went in. I was going to originally have that stage play in a very small location, and
Uh-huh.
then my very good free friend Reed said, "I have a location for you." And we
Wow.
did that play 2 nights in a row, sold out both nights. It was
Mhm.
amazing. I had
Amazing.
Lovely.
so, and the following year did the movie, same thing, so having that strong support system, it matters. We need you. Wanda, know I will call her in a minute in the middle of the night. I'm gonna do it, but we got to keep our sanity too, because
Yes.
Yeah.
as writers and our
I
minds be all over the place.
I call it
Man.
a psycho bipolarness that just kind of like you like that 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 so
And then
it's
it come
awesome.
all back together,
Then
and
calm back
then
down. You know what I love about the relationship, Shani, that that we have is that it's not always business. It's not always
mhm,
what. Sometimes it's just like I just need to talk. I just need to vent. I just need to do
mhm,
this. And she is so funny. You are so funny because you'll say, I say, okay, well, we can do it later because we always be busy, right? And she's like,
mhm.
well, wait a minute. Do I need to step out? Do I need to, do I need to come over? Like, I'm like, no, no, no.
Is this
But
a
you know
right
what?
now
Is this a right
moment?
now moment? And this is just speaking to mental health because
Mhm,
you need those friendships in your life
Yes, you
because
do.
sometimes it is a right now moment. It
mhm,
has been a right now, like no,
Hmm.
right now. And
mhm,
then to know that somebody is willing to be there for you right now, it
mhm.
matters.
Right.
Yes.
So just I appreciate your friends telling you that, Crystal, because
Definitely. Yes.
you sometimes you will party alone.
Mhm.
Sometimes nobody will show up
Yep.
and you have to keep going. And that comes back to our gifts. Our gifts were given to us, not to other people. You are
That's so true.
and who's looking for you will find you as long as you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right. And it's
You
crazy because
know?
at the picnic yesterday, of course you on Facebook and you have people that, that you don't even think is looking at you because they never post, they never
They
like,
never
they never
comment.
share,
Mhm,
never
mhm,
comment. But to go into the picnic yesterday, like, oh yeah, I see that you out here, you wrote 2 books or you did this, you did that. I'm like, wow, I never saw, because of course I go look and see who all support me, honey. I go see who
mhm.
like, who love, who ha. I go look and see who do all that. So if I don't ever see your name up there, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden I see you're saying, oh, I see you, and
Hmm.
it's like, okay, that's confirmation that I'm being seen.
Yeah.
Some people won't like you because you are who you are, and they
That's
go
a whole
support
nother
somebody
story
else.
for a whole
That's
nother
another story.
day.
Yes,
That's a them
ma'am.
problem, because
That's a
some
them
people may
problem.
not, they
Hmm.
don't, and I've realized, and what keeps me, excited about all of it is because it's not, they don't like me, they don't like the gift in me, because
Yeah.
sometimes it's not their gift and they can't handle it being somebody else's, and
That
that's
part.
unfortunate for them. I can't help
Hmm.
that situation.
Right.
My job, my work, because it's not just having my 9 to 5, but my life work.
Hmm.
What I know that I was born to do was to tell stories. I was born to
Yes.
do this. I am a filmmaker. I'm going to give it to you rough, raw, hard. I'm going to step on toes, so it's going to be some people that may get offended because of how they feel about themselves. That's
Hmm.
not on me. If I say
Hmm.
I'm bringing awareness against domestic violence, against men, and then there's going to be some women, that's on them, because it's
That's on
our
them.
men is out. We need them, and it's
Yes,
Right.
some broken men out here
it
too.
is.
And a lot of it comes from what we may have caused.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Exactly.
that's a conversation some women don't want to have,
You're
but
right.
Right.
I'm about to have it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you spoke on that because we both went through similar situations with the loss of our sister due to domestic
yes,
violence.
yep.
So that will be my 4th book. I have already decided. Hopefully, I'll have it out by next July, her birthday. That's the plan.
Mm,
But
nice.
it will be something, to pay homage to that, her, and to bring awareness to domestic violence,
Hmm.
and just knowing the signs, because
And the
Right.
the
mental
signs are
illness
there,
behind it.
and the mental
Hmm.
illness by, because it is all of that plays hand in hand.
Hmm.
So that will be my 4th book, that I'm planning on doing, as I'm finishing up part 3 and getting it ready for the big screen. So
Awesome.
yeah, I'm
I
really
can
excited about that.
I just congratulate you so much on that, Crystal.
Thank you.
Make sure that you keep us updated. Consider the I Am Enough talk show is a part of your family. And I give you an
Aw,
open
thank
invitation
you.
to let us know what's going on. Yes,
Oh,
and
Lord.
drop it. You can message me, or you can email me, whatever. It doesn't matter. Somebody will
Mhm.
definitely forward it to me, because we just want to support you in your dreams coming true. And with that
Thank you.
said, thank you so much for joining us in this discussion. I'm just gonna get back with Shani for just a brief moment so she can give us the lowdown on what's going on. And for
Okay.
our viewers watching, you've tuned in to Shani giving advice of how to take that book to the next level. And we already have some comments, some hand claps, people saying awesome. And if you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch TV, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Please share this information out with everybody, because everybody needs to know how to get to these resources. So, Crystal, I thank you for that so much.
You're
And
welcome.
keep up the great work.
I appreciate it. I will.
Yes,
Thank you so
Yes.
much for having me. And Shani,
I'll
I'll look
see
forward
you
to
soon.
next Monday.
absolutely.
Yes.
So, ma'am,
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
us about what else is going on with you.
Ooh, okay. Well, nothing. No, we had that conversation too. Can't tell everything, but no. Seriously, I have a stage play, and I'm announcing who the cast is in about an hour. Um,
Okay.
Blow the whistle. So we're going to be talking about domestic violence against men. Faceless Shadows was domestic violence against women and child abuse. This is about domestic violence against men. I don't want to give away the story too much, but that's it. And I also, like I said, I am the VP of First Dibs Film Distribution. So, again, if you have content that's ready, you'd like to get it out onto the screen or, streaming platforms, please do reach out to me. You can email me at First Dibs Films. That's first, the number
Do
one.
me a favor, put that in the private chat, and then I'll move it over, because that's what I
Okay.
was trying to, figure out
Okay.
which.
I will do that.
So continue
Um,
to talk in type
and
two.
Okay, because I can multitask. And so the other part of that is now, Wanda. You know what?
I know you can't
I,
do it.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it
Okay.
right now.
Okay. Okay.
um,
So we have the play coming out. When is the play going to be out?
December 2022, and like I say, I will be announcing all of that information tonight, as well as
Okay.
who the cast is. All right, got it. There we got it. Okay.
Okay.
And
Continue.
then also what I have going on, I am making a docu-series. It's in production right now, called The Mom's Box. Single Mommies Rock is the first episode. The founder, shout out to Landis Dunn for Single Mommies Rock organization. And that's dedicated to the single moms out there making it happen. I was a single mom. And I did an amazing job. No, but I rock. No, but we gotta love on ourselves and pat ourselves on the back, because it was not
Absolutely.
easy. But that was what inspired me to do the Mom's Box. And so I have 7 episodes that will complete that season. And the number 7 is completion. So
Love it.
I'm traveling to Detroit. I have a couple of moms there. I actually been traveling to Dallas. I have a mom there. And if you don't mind, I just want to say some of the moms' names. I think they are amazing women. One being Bianca Jackson of Detroit. She is an inventor. She invented Better Stroll. It is a stroller. The top of it, you can heat the baby bottle. If you're out on a run and you
Hmm.
need to feed the baby, you
I
could put that
heard
on.
about that. She
You
was she
heard
on
about
Shark
that?
Tank?
You heard about it, girl.
Hmm.
Young black inventor, and so she created Better Stroll. And like I said, Landis Dunn, she is the founder of Single Mommies Rock. You have Quenisha Rutherford. She is the co-owner of iModel Beauty Bar. She's also will have an episode And also Maya Kemp, she's in Dallas by way of Detroit. Maya has an amazing story. I can't wait to share these stories with you guys. And I have to say, my mom, because I got a call one day and she was like, so why you not interviewing me? Ooh,
Ooh,
okay. So yeah, that story is going to be very interesting because it's talking about a lot about a mother that has lost a child. Okay,
right,
so
right.
it's different episodes. Each story is different. These are powerful, phenomenal women, strong women that's been leading the way, and you guys be on the lookout for that. And then I have the Black Family Unity documentary as well, where I'm talking about Black family unity because all families, we have this stigma on us. We just broken. We're broken people and all that.
Dysfunctional.
And dysfunctional, and if you are, you got some dysfunctional functioning families, okay? So,
There you
but
go.
I love
What
on my
she
family.
said.
We a huge unit. We love on others. Wanda knows once you in our family, you in our family. We welcome everyone. It's in
Hmm.
my DNA. It's how I was raised. So I want to, with all that's going on in the world, my goal was to share love. My goal was to
Right.
uplift and encourage and motivate. So we see enough of the stories about the bad stuff going on, but I wanted to uplift and encourage. So that's where what it was putting my spirit down in my shana na na na
Yeah,
to
shana na na na.
yes to bring you guys those
I love
stories.
it.
Yep. So that's it in
And
a nutshell for me for the rest of the year. Other than that, I'm traveling once a month, maybe twice sometime for the rest of the year, filming on various projects. So love what you do and do it often.
and do it often. Love what you do and do it often. That is definitely from Shani D. Listen, everyone, watching, listening, viewing it now, viewing it later. If anything resonated with you, please drop a 3 down in the comments. And also reach out to Shani by sending her an email, following her on Facebook. You can also find her on TikTok, Twitter, and everything else. But stay tuned, connect with her. And very serious, if you're very serious about getting to the next level in your mediums of your book, or even if you want to create something brand new, she
Mhm.
is the person that you need to talk to. And let me just recap here for a moment of what you heard, okay? Because for the people way, way, way in the back, you might not have heard all of this. Way in the back, you have a person that can help you get your pitch right for your product. So then you can come in there and know what you're doing. You have a person right here that will help you with distribution. Right here. On it, right here. You have that person in Shiny. You have a person that also will work with you through creativity. So, for whatever that looks like for you, if you're serious, then contact her. You can set up a meeting. She can roll out everything to you. Talk. Y'all can have a discussion, a dialogue to find out if it's a good fit, if you're
Mhm.
ready, and if you're ready to get to work, because she's working. She's not talking about working. She's not thinking about working. She's not dreaming about working. She is working it. So I just want
Yeah.
to clarify that for the people way in the back.
Mhm.
Maybe they misheard something or thought they heard something that they didn't hear. But yes, you heard it right here on the I Am Enough talk show.
Mhm.
Shani D has spoken.
And can
And
I say one more thing to speak?
absolutely.
Because this your show and we can go in a different direction. No, but seriously though, I have a full crew. Yeah, Shawnee Sanders Productions, because I had to legalize that. No, anyway. Seriously though,
Mm-hmm.
make sure your name is right. Um, but I have a full crew: directors, writers, special effects, makeup artists, photographers. I have a one-stop shop with Shawnee Sanders Production. Stylist. I have it all. Okay. This team is an amazing team. I have casting directors. Shout out to Just for Entertainment Casting for sending me people. I call, read, and hey, I need 2 people for this, and boom, boom, it happens. So literally, I'm available and I'm very flexible. But one thing I want to leave with the people is don't let the next person want it more than you want it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That will hurt you. That will hurt you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Be true to what it is that you say you want to do, because in this fast paced industry, you will get left and they're going to move to the next person. And I say that in love. I'm never going to steer you wrong, never going to give you, wrong direction. And if I don't know the answer, I'm always a student. So I'm going to find the answer for you. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks, sis. I really, really appreciate you for everything that you do, for your passion, for your love, for just staying committed to making all of these things happen. And I'm just I'm looking forward to everything. I'm here for it. I'm down for the cause.
yes,
So I just thank you for participating, and I look forward to people reaching out to you and what those stories will look like, because there's always a story inside of a story, inside of another story. So I'm so grateful for you. I bless you. I love you.
I love
We
you.
can, we can go on and on. And I'm gonna end this right here. And thank you so much, Shani. You got great comments. And if this resonated with you, I want you, please, 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 to drop that 3 in the comments. And I won't tell you why, but you got to drop the 3 in the comments. You never know what's going to happen after you drop that 3. So
Better
drop
drop that
3.
3.
I love you. So, everybody, I want you to pay attention here to this. First thing, if you want something bad enough, you can have it. You do not get what you deserve, you get what you demand. So if there's a story inside of you and you want to tell it, just start writing it, start telling it. If you need resources, all you have to do is reach out. The I Am Enough platform is a direct example of resources of people that can help you out, people that can connect you to other people, and people are out here making it happen. So if you want to be one of the people that get into the game, then you just got to get into the game. I want to encourage you to sit on that, sleep on that, and come back and see us on Wednesday. We will be wrapping up our book fair this coming Wednesday. I don't know what date that is, but let's see, Wednesday the 13th. So come on and join us on Wednesday. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us for these awesome 2 days. It has been crazy good. I've enjoyed every moment of it, every author that came through, every sponsor, and every viewer. I know that you could have been doing something else with your time, but you chose to spend it here inside of the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. Ta-ta, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.